Kai is red, Jay is blue, and I'm sitting here with a toy to review. Sup guys, Ryan, aka Firelight27, back at you again with another Transformers Generations toy review. A short while back, it was announced that Transformers War for Cybertron Trilogy Siege would be getting an animated series by the company known as Rooster Teeth, best known for Ruby, Camp, Red vs. Blue, among other things. Given the quality of writing in Ruby, I think we can all agree that the Transformers War for Cybertron Trilogy animated series doesn't have much hope. Not dissing anyone who likes Ruby, just saying that the writing is god-awful. The Siege's line-wide gimmick is basically weapon ports. You got a bunch of them all over your figures, and you can put weapons on them, such as Hound here, who has them on his head, his shoulders, knees, and toes. And each of the figures comes with one or two weapons that they can either combine together into a bigger weapon, or can transform into another weapon altogether, such as Ironhide and Prime, who come with a weapon that transforms. Like, Prime comes with an axe that becomes a shield, and Ironhide comes with a missile launcher that becomes a hammer. Now then, if you're a bit of a weirdo like me, then odds are you probably aren't going to, mix and match them on the different weapon ports. Enter the Weaponizers, a series of deluxe Autobot and Decepticon figures that disassemble into weapons. Each one has a self-contained accessory pack, consisting of Cog, who I don't have, Brunt, who I don't have and who isn't released yet, and a certain red and white, but definitely not blue Jetman. So with that uncomfortably niche joke out of the way, let's get on with this more than... damn it! Now with that uncomfortably niche joke out of the way, let's get on with this adequate armament man. Now I've had a funny thing with the Weaponizers, I don't hate them. As a fan of Power Rangers, I'm into big weapons that look stupid and can link up together to form a bigger, stupider looking weapon, but with Cog I was just kind of don't really need it. And I think I've nailed down to why, being that just didn't look interesting. That, and it might have been the color scheme. I mean, I like blue, but it's nowhere near as close to my favorite color, red or green. I honestly flip back and forth on the two. Besides, the store only had a handful of deluxes, and it was down to this guy, Skytread, and about 5 Chromias. So I went with this guy because he was the coolest. I was hoping they would have deluxe Ironhide, but sadly they didn't. Still want him though. I'm gonna get him one day. Anyways, he is one for looking the look, but he's not exactly one for walking the walk. These legs come off at the thighs a little more easily than they should, and I know it's supposed to do that because they form anti-gravity cannons, but either way, it's kinda lame. And speaking of swivels, he has a pair of tabs at the back of his ass that prevented the swivel from doing much. Not to mention his arms are kind of hampered by these massive VTOL chunks, which like to bap around these little pipe thingies here. He does have a decent ankle pivot, but it's not exactly any useful when the legs come off so darn easy. Though, that feature does come in handy for easy humor. Oh, give me a break. It's low-hanging fruit, but low-hanging fruit is still valid fruit, okay? Anyways, if you want to transform Sixgun into robot mode, you must do the following. First, attach the arms, and bam, we have his alt mode. And it's basically nothing. Like, it has a cockpit, I guess, though since it's silver doesn't mean that these are tinier cockpits back here. We have alt modes. We should now get on to his other, more important alt mode. So all we need to do is locate the secret self-destruct button here and... Oh my god, this thing just ain't a choking hazard. So now that we've pulled apart sixgun, we are of course left with 11 guns. He becomes
MTX M2 anti-gravity cannons, MTX S2A guided missile launcher, MTX 50 dual flank launch booster, MTX ion pulse blasters, and 2 W5 gyro blasters.
Yes, those. Yes, those. He becomes those. We'll start by putting him into his defensive loadout. So what we're going to want to do is... Wait a minute! Okay, guys, so I don't normally talk about errors in the instruction manual, but this one's kind of obscene. So, you see here, it says here that that in order to get him into defensive loadout, you're supposed to take the pair of anti-gravity cannons, staple them to the sides of the VTOL chunk cockpit, and then put them onto the back. But it shows here that Sideswipe already has a pair of the anti-gravity cannons attached to his legs. In order to activate his defensive loadout, you're going to take these anti-gravity cannons, purportedly, and the needle in the guns, staple them onto the thigh, then plug them into the VTOL cockpit. That's a vertical takeoff and landing cockpit for all of you non-aerodynamicists, or whatever. Then, once we've gotten both sides of that plugged in, we're now going to slam it onto Sideswipe's back. Line up the peg hole, then unfold the cockpit part down like this. Now, you will notice that the Autobot badge bit on his chest is separate from the cockpit chunk. So, anyways, once we've done that, and I've noted that, we're now going to take what was the torso, pull the legs out to the side like so, then attach both of the arms on the peg holes here in his armpits, or if they had actual weapons attached to them, armpits. Yes, I've been watching Theo Adams recently. How could you tell? He even promoted me in one of his videos. Huh? The arms to it. We're now going to attach this to the back. And now we've formed some giant thingy. That's besides the point. Anyways, I now have to come to one of my few gripes about this figure. This mode. Now with that rant out of the way, let's pull him back apart and get him into the offensive loadout. Or what I like to call the mode that actually the only one of the two official modes that was actually labeled correctly. Or as I like to call them, one of the two modes that was labeled correctly on this figure's instruction sheets. Anyways, after we've taken that apart, we're going to now slam the anti-gravity cans to the bottom of the feet. Take this off. Then we're going to attach the guns to it. These little ones here, like so. Then we're going to attach them to his arm to form a big shield of sorts. Now then, we're going to take the cannons on the back again. We're going to we're going to instead take them and put them on these little separate tubes up here. Fold out the peg on the torso, and then plug it into the back. And this is the offensive loadout. And I think it has an easier time standing than the defensive loadout. Again, what's so defensive about a jetpack, and what's offensive about a shield and a pair of laser rifles on your back? I don't know. You'll have to ask Hasbro. So anyways, now we're going to get on to his third official configuration. His high precision missile laser thingy whatever. Let me check what this thing's called again. His high precision launcher gauntlet. We're going to take the thing with the tubes back here, or after we rotate the waist around, we're going to fold these tube thingies down like so. Then we're going to fold up the waist like so, forming a big hand. Then we're going to fold up the middle of the VTOL thingy like so. We're going to fold out that peg again, and now we're going to slam it in here. And bam! We have a giant hand. Now, this is one of the main reasons I got the set. Now, this is one of the reasons that I got sixgun, and honestly, I think it's unfair. It wouldn't be unfair to call this one of the worst modes, but can't exactly say that's one of the good modes either. I can barely manage a middle finger or that okay meme. But the parts forming does allow you to engineer a plethora of your own fan modes. So, is sixgun good? Heck yeah. Though, even though I like it, it is undeniably flawed. The leg coming off bit is a bit of an issue and irritating, but I'm sure you'll survive it regardless of whether or not you fix it. Either way, sixgun is good, and there ain't no way I'm not recommending him. So with that being said, I'm Firebite27, over and out.